known in YouTube. This is Erin Wildman with Wild Ass Farms. We're out here with the pigs today, and then we're gonna go see the cows, and chickens have all been fed already. They kind of roam around, like I've been saying. They've been giving so many eggs, so many eggs. I think we're getting, out of the 17 or so chickens we have, I think that we are getting about 6 eggs in the morning, and then in the evening when we go to pick eggs, about 10 or 11. So they're doing really good with the laying. So I will show you what the pigs are up to. They got a few table scraps today along with their grain, and they are loving life outside. Laverne, she's just chowing down. I did put these cut tubs in. I have 2 of them because Laverne was pushing Celia out of the feed, which isn't uncommon because Celia is really small compared to this big girl. Just munching away. Whoop. We're still learning how to stand. Like I said, she's small, so she tends to do things her own way, aka stand in the feed tub, which isn't ideal, but she'll figure that situation out as she gets bigger. As I'd mentioned before, Celia, the Tamworth Magnalisa Hereford cross. So she's a little bit of a few different breeds as far as heritage pigs go, and Laverne is a Hereford. She is registered. We don't necessarily need her registration papers, but that's how she came, so we'll take it. But they are loving life out here. It is still a little bit wet, but it'll dry out soon. I'm hoping we don't get too much more nasty weather. Just getting the cows up here, getting them fed. Checking everybody out real quick as I'm out here with them. These are the big girls. They're getting ready to calve soon. They are getting just big. And then that's our cow that's going to calve very, very shortly. She's doing a little bit more of staying by herself. Although yesterday afternoon, the rest of the cows were pretty focused on where she was going. So they stuck with her quite a bit, which is a little bit abnormal. I'm going to do something a little bit different with the babies today. I'm going to feed them, and then I'm going to put a product called Cleanup 2 on their backs. It is a pour-on. It's going to be, the dosage says 3 milliliters to 100 pounds. So I'm going to give these calves about 20 milliliters a piece of this pour-on. It's just to combat lice that they might possibly have. If you remember, we had those couple cows, well, the cow and the calf that came from a different place that had that dermatitis type of situation going on. I just want to make sure that all of our calves are covered so they don't have a parasite load or like lice kind of hindering their growth. That's definitely something that I don't want. I don't want their bodies stressed out in any way as spring kind of comes on, because they're going to be turned out on grass, and it's just so much easier to make sure that everybody is happy and healthy going into spring. That is one thing here in Minnesota that we do have to be aware of is lice. The donkeys are getting impatient. Is the lice. They do tend to harbor themselves and come out big and bad in the wintertime when you wouldn't think that they would be an issue. Here in Minnesota, it is an issue in the wintertime, and we have decided that we're going to use this pour-on the calves just to make sure that they are ready for spring and don't have that burden, and everything is kind of going well for them to start out. All right, so as you can see, it goes from their shoulders all the way down to their tail head on each and every one. Kate, it kind of goes back and forth a little bit. I do use a 60 mil syringe for this application, just because if they're a little bit further away, you can kind of squirt it at them a little bit, or if they're starting to move away, you can, morning Kate, you can get at them a little bit easier as they move away. They're not 100% cool with it, but it doesn't hurt, it doesn't burn. You need a drink, huh? Doesn't hurt, it doesn't burn. And then if you can see, Lacey's hair is starting to come back really, really well. We did give her Cydectin. I did give her this as well, just as a precautionary. It's fine, they do work together. There is really no issues with it. You can give it to lactating cows and whatnot. It is, come on guys, it is safe for cattle. I'm not going to give it to our cows. I will do them, but I'm not going to give it to them until they have their calves. Just as a precautionary standpoint, it says it is safe for lactating cows and gestating cows, pregnant cows. But I don't really want to risk it since they're so close to having their calves anyway. I don't want to stress out their bodies in any way. So I will wait. It is also something that is safe for horses, full-grown horses. So I will be using it on the donkeys as well. I usually wait a little bit for the donkeys until either we shave them. We do shave the ones that shed out hard. Donkeys do that. They shed out really slowly compared to like horses and cattle. It's just kind of their MO. But I will wait on them for a little while unless I notice something like they're scratching abnormally or there's hair loss or something like that. That's a pretty good indication. But I will do this to the donkeys as well as worm them with an ivermectin paste. I always worm our donkeys with an ivermectin paste because donkeys are prone to lungworm, and lungworm is combated or taken care of by ivermectin. I don't usually rotate our wormer, but I do give it 3 times a year. Once in the very early spring, midsummer, and midwinter. And then we'll kind of turn you around a little bit and show you what these crazy cats are up to. Breakfast time is always a hectic time here, so I'm sorry if I don't get a whole lot of that. The mud is starting to kind of dry up. It's still pretty bad and really hard to get around. It looks really good looking this way, but what you don't see is in all those tractor ruts over there by the shed, it is deep and treacherous. So just Izzy, be nice. Hey. She's very protective of her grain these days. Not really sure why. Because she thinks she's special. But yeah, just kind of a quick update as far as that goes. As far as vaccination goes for combating lice, you can use this as a spray as well to get rid of horn flies, house flies, horse flies, ticks, I think gnats as well. I'm not sure about that. We did use it last year on our donkeys because donkeys are really prone to what's called fly strike. It's like on their legs from their knees down. The flies just really start to like chew up their hide. They get pretty bad ulcerations or pretty bad sores from the flies. A lot of donkeys do that. I think we only have 2 here that get really bad, versus some other people that have donkeys that have contacted me or asked me questions about that. What do I do for a fly strike? It's just one thing to combat those issues or take care of those issues if you do have them. I know this is getting a little wordy, but I just wanted to make sure that I was clear as to why we were doing it. For the calves, it's to take care of a possible lice issue and kind of get them ready for spring here on the farm and going out into pasture. And as they're growing, I don't want anything to hinder them or not let them grow the way they need to grow to become big productive girls here on the farm. And then this little guy, he will be used probably for a beef calf. He's going to be grass fed. So yeah, that's breakfast time here on the farm. I'm going to try to catch up with you here a little while and maybe take you out when I check on everybody. If not, hang with us for our next channel. Thanks so much. Please hit subscribe and like, and I will see you later.